Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Hakuna La Planta. My name is Kevin and today is a plant chore video. So, this video is going to focus on me neglecting my plants and me trying to fix what I caused. I haven't really looked at my plants in, I want to say, 2 weeks. I know it's bad, guys, but again, we're just gonna go around, see what I need to fix, and we'll just go from there. And yeah, I guess here we go. So I guess the first thing I'll focus on is because I filmed a video, I had to move a lot of plants out of the way to get those plants. So there are plants everywhere. How many times did I say plants? So I can't even get to the other side of the room because I had to move all these plants, and now they're on the floor. There's some over here, guys. Yeah, I had to, specifically last week's video, the ANTHURIUM crystallinum crossed with Magnificum lives here, so I had to move a lot of my big anthuriums out of the way. So there's one over here, the Ecuadorensis, so cute. Okay, so yeah, because I've run out of room in the bedroom, I had to move a lot of the plants into the living room. So the Queen is out here. The Metallicum is out here. We have all the plants that I filmed with here. And yeah, so we're just gonna bring them back. Okay. So yeah, I don't think people talk about this a lot, but I don't know if this is just like my case, but the reason why it's a lot of work filming a video is because I kind of need to move my plants Tetris style to get to the plant I want to show. And so it takes like, I want to say maybe like a half hour after I film to put the plants back, clean around the plants, see what they need. So it's a lot of work. And because it's kind of like Tetris style, like for example, right now that I have the opportunity to finally reach this ANTHURIUM Crystal Hope back here. And you can see that she is, can you see? She's neglected. Future Kevin, zoom in. She is dry. You could see that there's no water in the reservoir of this plant. Here she is, guys. She's still stunning. And yeah, we're just going to water her slowly. I usually like when it's at the halfway mark for my plants and soil. I don't like to oversaturate. I think that's when the soil stays too wet, and then you don't allow any breathing room for the roots. And I guess while we're here, we have my ANTHURIUM regale. Let's take a look at her. So Future Kevin, zoom in, you could see the same here. She does need to be watered. The last time I did a diluted nutrient solution, and so now I'm just gonna use plain old tap water. So I like to water over the sphagnum moss here just to keep those adventitious roots moist. Specifically with these closed pots or closed systems, be very, very, very careful of overwatering, because sometimes you might go too fast and then before you know it, the water reservoir will be too high and then you can't get rid of it. I mean, technically you could pour it. Okay, when we're all done, we're about the halfway mark here, so let's move on to the next one. This is my ANTHURIUM regale crossed with Magnificum. She has been really neglected, and I just noticed, if you want to know how much I've neglected her, there was a new leaf coming out, but it just dried out. So we could pull that out. I don't know when that happened, guys, but it happened. This ANTHURIUM, out of all my ANTHURIUMs, dries up the most. I don't know if the roots are like deep in the reservoir, and that's why it constantly needs to be watered. I want to show you that there are a couple roots growing. So there's two here, and then there's another one here. So like the sphagnum moss does help a little bit. I mean, the cling wrap. Okay, and can I just say, there's one more plant that I need to deal with on this table, and it is the Philodendron Splendid. So this is a hybrid between the Philodendron verrucosa and the Philodendron meldocrysum. She grows so fast. She doesn't need a lot. She's pushed out new growth point, which this is the first leaf, and then this is the newest leaf over here. So pretty. She always stays this dry. Again, go slow, guys, because you might overshoot it and then it's going to be too wet. But yeah, I don't know. Melanochrysums, I feel like they need to have so much attention. I've never owned a varicosum. I know they're spider mite magnets. But yeah, so I'm just gonna keep her there. I would recommend this plant to anyone because they just keep growing. You ignore them and they keep growing. Okay, and then this is usually where all my Philodendron Jose Bono propagations are. They're starting to grow a lot. Like this is the newest leaf. So I usually feel the soil with my finger. They're on like the drier side. So we're gonna take these with us along with this Monstera elbow over here and maybe these Thai constellations, but let me just double check how they're doing. I think it's time to water this Thai. This one. I also gauge how much roots they have because usually when they have a bigger root system, they can tolerate a heavier watering. But I can feel on the top here that it's dry, so we're gonna take her too. So, oh my god, let's see if I could carry all these. Oh my god, this is gonna be a challenge. I hope I don't drop. Okay, here we go. I'll bring you guys after with me. Okay, hold on. Oh, I just kicked something. Oh my god, the splendid. Okay, we are here in the living room. Okay, so I take it back with this Thai constellation. I don't think I looked on this side, but you could see how dark the soil is. And like when I feel on this side, it's really wet. This Thai constellation though, because it has so many roots, it's like popping out. Okay, so usually with these pots, what you need to be careful with, because these are orchid parts, so they do have slits on the side, you need to water this thoroughly, because when you water it from the top, they just drip through these holes. And that's fine. But when you're trying to water the entire plant, reaching like the bottom roots, for example, down here, you need to water it thoroughly. So I like to put like a steady stream. Oop, the water's too hot. Oh, there. Steady stream, and then just checking the side of the pot as you go. So if you take a look, you could see that the water has saturated all the soil. And I only use this method when I have a chunky mix. Sometimes if you have too dense of a mix and you water it too much, then you will suffocate the roots. This is a chunky mix with orchid bark, pumice, some worm castings, coco coir, and some charcoal. So obviously it always starts with the soil. So that's that. Okay, Jose Bono number 1. Same thing. Okay, and then doing an inspection again, making sure that it's saturated. You could also check the bottom, which is nice and wet. Okay, the sun is so bright. I love it. So Thai constellation number 1, Thai constellation number 2. Okay, everything's back. Okay guys, so I'm really annoyed with this. So I have my Philodendron Glorious propagations. They are in pon. I needed a place to house them because I didn't have any room. I put them in these red solo cups with pon. And I keep forgetting about them. And it's hard because I can't see root growth or how wet the pon is. So these have been neglected for quite a while. They look rough. So here's a dead leaf. Oh, it came right off. So I'm just taking this clear cup and I'm gonna pour the pon. I don't like it, guys. Actually, guys, I'm just opening these self-watering pots that I got from Amazon. So Cash Po over here, the net pot, the self-watering net pot, and the meter over here. So it just falls into place. And then we're just gonna put all the glorious propagations in one pot. Hopefully they all fit, but what a nightmare. The roots are like almost gone. The second one doesn't look bad. So here's the mother leaf. She pushed out this leaf and then this one is unfurling. Not bad. So a lot of the old roots, they're pushing out new ones. Okay, so I'm just including this bamboo stake just for support. Okay, not terrible. At the tips here, there's some new root growth. Okay, do you know what, guys? I thought it was gonna be far worse. So I'm actually not that sad anymore. the fourth one over here. So let's take a look of new root growth from when I transferred it into water. Oh, there's some over here too. Do you see that, y'all? Hopefully this plant will do a lot better now that it has a meter and I could actually see if there's enough water in the reservoir. So yeah, here she is. She looks a bit wonky, but I mean a lot better than what she was before in these red cups. Okay, and the second propagations that were in these red cups were a couple of my Philodendron Pink Princesses, so we're gonna see how they're doing. Okay, so starting with these two cuttings, I could already feel that it's incredibly dry. So, not terrible. You can see the bright pink roots. This one, there's one point where there's some new root growth right here. Second one here has this specifically beautiful leaf. Yeah, same thing. I feel that they're very dehydrated, specifically this one. So we'll just see. This one over here has some bright pink roots over here. And then this one has some as well. So I thought it was gonna be worse. Okay, so surprisingly not terrible. I mean, it wasn't the greatest either, but Philodendron Pink Princess and Philodendron Glorious. So hopefully they do much better. Good morning, guys. It's the next day. It is Sunday morning, and we're going to, what are we doing today? So I saw this Anthurium. I still can't pronounce it. It's the Anthurium Querulans? I don't know. The name is here. That's what this is. And I am so shocked that this plant pushed out this leaf. It had 2 leaves. It wasn't doing well. I let the soil dry out way too much. And somehow this leaf just came out of nowhere. It just came out of nowhere. I don't know much about this Anthurium. It resembles a lot like the Queen Anthurium, as you can see with the long leaf and like the velvet kind of texture. But because it lost a few leaves, we have some exposure of adventitious roots here. And I do this with all my Anthuriums regardless of the medium. So if they're in LECA, pond, or soil, I like to put sphagnum moss around this section just because these roots will then go into the medium. Large root system, bigger leaves, easier for the plant to uptake water and nutrients, and just overall a happier plant. So I have my GoPro, so we're gonna use the Ziploc method again. So I'm just gonna cut through the other side of the Ziploc. Again, so you have a sleeve, and I'm just gonna cut it a bit shorter just because I think this is too big for now. And again, we're just gonna thread through the top of the leaf here. Obviously this is risky because the leaf hasn't hardened off yet, and I am known for damaging them. Okay, so that is perfect. So at this point I would just put some moss through, some pre-soaked, pre-washed moss, and just put it around the stem. The adventitious roots just need a moist environment to kind of activate. The reason I do this Ziploc method is because I do not like going around and checking to see if the moss is wet. If you don't have anything protecting the moss like this Ziploc method, you could also use saran wrap, and I have done that with a few of my Anthuriums. The moss will dry out so often, and then when it gets to the point where it's too dry, it is so difficult to rehydrate that. So this is kind of a controlled way, and you don't need to check on it as often. So I think this is it, guys. Like, I'll just leave a little bit of an opening just because I need to water the rest of the plant. I like to do a visual inspection of the medium just to see how dry it is, but obviously use your sense of touch, guys. It's not terribly dry, but I feel like it's due. Anthuriums are very thirsty. So I'm just gonna run it under the faucet and we'll just go from there. And yeah, here we are, all ready to go. So I like check on the moss when it's like this, maybe like every 4 to 7 days. Okay, so now we have these stumps. We're gonna check on these stump kind of propagations. So they're in these little shot glasses with Pon. I just needed like a quick thing to just dunk this in just so it would stay moist, but like it would just like dry up so quickly. And you could see that there's like a tiny growth point there, and then there is new root growth here, but it's like dry, so I don't even know if I could save this. I'd even say, but this is a philodendron strawberry shake stump. The leaf dropped, so I decided to put it into Pon. Okay, so here she is. I'm just gonna put a little bit of water. That's one, and then the second one that was a stump, I haven't looked at this in a few weeks, I think. I don't know if it's dead. You can't even see, but this is a philodendron VEITCHII stump. I'm gonna take it out now. We're gonna do this together, guys. Oh, that's not good. Okay, are you like dead or like... Okay, it's dead, guys. So... At one point there was a leaf, the leaf died, and so that is disgusting. This is what's left. It's not squishy though, but the stump is really shriveled up. It's the end for this one. It's okay, I have a lot of VEITCHII propagation, so we're just gonna say goodbye to this one. Goodbye. Okay, now I am going to wash some Pon. So I usually wash, you should always wash your Lechuza Pon if you're buying it from the company. There's a lot of dust and just like, it's the same thing with LECA, like you just need to wash it. I know nothing about Pon, so I just wash it and use it. I don't know if you're supposed to soak it. I don't know if that's a thing. But anyhow, I use these, are they called sieves? Colander. No, the colander is the bigger one. Sieves, just because the holes are not big and they won't go through, because like obviously if you grab a colander like this, the holes are way too big. So again, take your Lechuza Pon. So I just like to run water, shake it a little bit, and you could see what's coming out in the sink. Not cute. And actually a year ago when I started using this, I wasn't doing a thorough enough wash, and I found that there wasn't enough breathing room just because all of this grossness, all the dust was becoming like a sludge, I guess, or like mud-like. And so I did lose a bunch of plants in the beginning of my transition. Okay, and then I'm just gonna let it sit in this dog bowl, and then we're just gonna grab our propagations. Okay, again, clear plastic cups. These are from Amazon. Then we're gonna take one of these strawberry shakes here. And again, look at this gorgeous leaf. We're just going to take this root and just wrap it around. And yeah, here's the first one. So you could see, if I circle around, you could see the roots. I like this because you get to monitor what the roots look like. And then I'm just gonna put plain water, and it's just hitting like a third to a halfway point. I'm not too worried just because these roots were adapted to water, just because they're water propagated. So yeah, we're just gonna put this under grow light, and then we're just gonna watch the roots grow. So the second one over here, you could see that it has this huge root over here. Again, we're just going to put it in. And this one is out of control. Oh my gosh, look at her. Okay, I might need a bigger cup, or maybe I just might pot this alone in just another pot, perhaps? Okay, so because that one's root is so big, I'm gonna use these self-watering pots over here for plants in Pon, and yeah. Okay, so I'm just taking the two with the biggest root systems and I'm putting it in the self-watering pot. Okay, so here are the two. Again, I just make sure it's less than full. I do like to keep my propagations on the wetter side when they are water propagated. Okay, I'm excited to see if this one will push out any variegated leaves. Okay, look at that beautiful root there. Okay, this is cutting number 7. Okay, I ran out of pon, but I think it'll be okay because the root is up here. So again, I'll put some water and that's it. Good morning, guys. So it's actually been a week from the last clip that you just saw. It is another Saturday morning, and yeah, I don't remember what I filmed. I finally got a haircut. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I love having no hair. This is great. So staying on the theme of neglecting my plants, my Hoyas, mainly the big ones that are on trellises. I have not tied down the tendrils, and they're like just all over the place. So I'll show you a little bit here. So if we go, oh my god, this Monstera leaf, guys, this high constellation, how do we feel? Okay, but anyways, if we go past that, so I think the last plant tour video I showed both of these, but yeah, you could see that the tendrils, there's one right here just attacking you, but they're just going above, you know, where they're supposed to be. And here's another one. Same thing. And so yeah, ideally I would do every week. I would check up on my Hoyas, but I think in this case, it's been probably 2 or more weeks that I check on them. So again, another thing that I neglected the past couple weeks. Okay, starting off with, ow, the fan attacked me, y'all. Hoya cutis porcellana. The sun-stressing hair. Y'all, the peduncle, I think I talked about her in the last plant tour video, but she is like almost like, not really, I'm jinxing it, but I'm just like panicking and I don't want to touch it. I've had this plant for 2 years. This is the very first time it's going to bloom, and I probably jinxed it, but I'm hoping that it does okay. I'm just gonna take, again, these butterfly clips, I guess. Would you call them butterfly clips? And I'm just gonna gently tie down the tendrils. And like I said in previous plant tour videos, you want to try your very best not to be too aggressive, because Hoya, the new parts of Hoyas, they're very fragile. And yeah, that is the one thing that is very annoying about Hoyas. But also, they're very resilient. Like the moment you like break something off, they'll grow from like another node. And I mean, I guess all plants are like that. Again, I don't really follow any specific rule when I'm pulling the tendrils down onto the trellis. If I decide to train a trellis down, I sometimes expect that part of the plant to die, but then there's always going to be a new growth point somewhere in that same vine, which ultimately encourages like a fuller plant. Like that's how I got this plant to be so full. Okay, there wasn't much for this one. I just want to show you. Oh my god, I hope it blooms, guys. I'm so anxious about it, but like, I'm just gonna blast it with grow lights. Again, when I'm getting ready for the flowers to open, I do up my nutrients. I mainly double my nutrient solution and making sure that I add FloraBloom just to boost the phosphorus aspect. Okay, next, please don't, oh my gosh. Okay, this is the Hoya species NS0521. Know nothing about it. I just thought it was cute. And so here we are. I'm actually very excited to see this one bloom. I don't know what they look like. Okay, so this tendril here, you could see that it's not tied down anywhere. I like to go above where the leaves are and just try my best to latch it on there. Sometimes when I have a vine with like 2 new leaves here that are very juvenile, I don't like touching it just because of the fear of knocking over the leaves. And I do like following the natural growth of the vine. So even though this tendril is going this way, the plant is going that way. So I just like following that. Okay, and I think there might be just one left here. This one right over there. Okay, and oh gosh, the rest of the big Hoyas are like in this shelf over here. So I have to move everything. Oh my God, please, please. Oh my God, please. These anthuriums are so tall and leggy. So the shelf that I'm talking about is past all these leaves. So the first one here is really taking over, and I'm actually debating chopping up this plant, getting rid of most of it, starting from like a baby again. I don't know. It's hard because like it's pushing out all these beautiful like peduncles. Yeah, like she's getting ready to like bloom. And that's not the only one. There's another one here. So like maybe not. These tendrils are coming out of the shelf. There's more Hoyas. Oh look, the Hoya denamensis. She's ready to bloom. Hoya Australis Lisa over here. We have a Hanier pink back there. Archibaldiana back there. So this one is super chaotic. Oh my gosh. Look, can we, for 1 second, are you, oh my gosh. Oh my God, it's gonna fall. Oh my God, it's gonna fall. I don't know if you can see it, but oh my God, it's gonna fall. I don't know how to fix it. Ooh, I had to use my abs for that one. My non-existent abs. Oh my God, the denamensis has more. They have blooms on the other side too. How did I miss you? Australis Lisa over here is actually okay. I don't think I'm gonna tie any of the tendrils. Are you like not growing anymore? Oh no, she's growing. She's just pushing out flowers there. And above it, I don't know if y'all could see it. A lot of the times when they start pushing out flowers, why am I out of breath? Flowers just require more energy. So in some aspects, like vegetative growth, they kind of stop a little bit. Oh my God, you are tied on something. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, I think I broke it, guys. We're gonna try our best, okay? Ooh, this tendril waving was the one that was stuck. I see a lot of sap situations. Okay. Hoya Hanier, pink. She's looking gorge. But yeah, again, because this one's at the very back of the shelf, you could see this new tendril started down here. No leaves, because it wasn't tied down to anything. When you tie down a tendril, it encourages the leaves to finally grow out. Okay, we'll start off with the Hoya Hanier pink. Not much to tie down except for maybe the ones that I showed you. So these two. And because these stems are newer, I'm going to use plant tape. I recycle all my plant tape. I don't throw it away. So these were used previously, and now I'm just using them again. So if I shimmy it towards you guys. So I'll take this, guide it. It's going to fall. Guide it this way. Y'all can't even see anything. You know what? I'll tie her. I'll just take one of these clips again, and I'll just like that. The last time I watered this plant, actually, I put way too much water in the reservoir. I feel like the red thing was all the way at the top here, so I was trying to allow it to dry out. In the newer growth, you can see that she was overwatered, like this new leaf. I don't know if you could see that like maroon or burgundy. I guess it's edema. So I'm just gonna let this dry out a little bit longer. And for those that wanna know, these huge Hoyas sit at the corner of my southwest facing window, 2 LED grow lights. So if y'all wanna know why they're growing so big and lush, it gets a lot of light. And that's why I say, if you think you're giving your plants enough light, you might not be, specifically with Hoyas. Hoyas can tolerate so much light, it's not even funny. Okay, the Archibaldiana over here. So because I had that incident, we sadly lost this baby leaf over here. I'm going to tie down the tendrils, just circling this whole trellis. So this tendril here, we're just gonna clip it sideways. These ones I'm going to, there's kind of no choice because it can't go sideways. So we're gonna go down initially. Okay, Australis Lisa. I don't know if you could see this red vine looping to the right over here. Also, if y'all want to see the roots on the Australis Lisa. Whoa, look at her. Because the main root system is kind of like in the nutrient solution, I always make sure to not fill this one too high when I change my nutrient solution. Like often I fill it up to here, but because the roots are already in the reservoir here, I maybe do a little less. And I guess I'll show you an example. If you clamp it too much in one direction that it doesn't like, that's future Kevin, zoom in right over there. Let me take the clip off and we're just gonna switch to plant tape. Here's a plant tape, so just more of a gentle bend in the tendril. So I don't even know. Often actually, I didn't mention this, I just cut them off, like this part of the plant, and just throw it away. And so I don't know, like maybe I'll go this way. Like, is this a smart decision? Flip it like that. Yes, it's okay. I don't know if that's okay. Are you okay? And I guess that's it for this one. Okay, another thing I neglected, my air layering of most of my plants. So I showed the Plowmanii recently. She's still okay. Like I said, the bottom is still a little moist. Obviously the top part is like dry, and yeah, you could see those healthy roots. So we're just gonna put a little bit. Okay, so, ooh, oh my gosh, Philodendron glorious. Guys, oh my God. Everything's falling, my camera's falling, the glorious is falling. But I air layered her a few plant tour videos ago. Look at these roots. So I haven't watered her at all. Another thing I want to mention, the leaf that was coming out. I don't know if you could see that stump over there. I knocked it off and killed it by accident. Here's a picture of it when I knocked it off. She's gorgeous. But ever since then, no new leaves. I guess the last one is my Monstera elbow over here. Again, she's doing okay. Definitely dry. And yeah, I'm feeling everywhere. Everything is like bone dry, and like never let it get to this point. No. But yeah, guys, I guess that's it. I obviously have a ton more to do, specifically editing this video, but also just other things. So again, guys, I cannot believe the amount of support that I get from you guys, the amount of new people I'm reaching out on this platform as well as like Instagram. And I just wanted to say from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate and love you guys so much. I wouldn't be here without you. So bizarre. I like cannot believe it. I am so excited. I know it's only February, but springtime is just around the corner. I don't care what the groundhog said. Spring is just around the corner. The days are getting longer. I'm loving it. You can see the sun coming through the room right now. And yeah, if you've made it to the very end, thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.